So there was 4 staff members. It's April 19th, 2026, 12:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Union Station. It should say there somewhere, Union Station, 319-2. I'm Christian Erik, Arne, Meyer, and I'm that guy and that individual. And so basically, they pretend that people are a video game like Grand Theft Auto, and the complete criminality of the entire team. Every time I come to this particular location, I'm violated by them, but historical prediction capabilities revealed their criminality up at that instant when I took that picture. Going forward in the future, I'll never predict the future because my past predictions are always anticipated a very long time in the future. In 2026, it's redundant to try to predict any further, to try to save individuals that I constantly want to have the system face their consequences. And so it's the minnow to tuna challenge, and I'm the Orca. So basically, any fallacy of power over Christian Erik, Arne, Meyer, because you have to answer to my body. I know your delusions, your individuals that pretend to be me many times, and there's the challenge right there all the time, and I'm not gonna put any past predictive capabilities. Once again, I'll just incriminate everybody right at that moment to release the brain community interface going forward in this that instance going forward to all future instances. And here we go, here's another instance where they try to set me up. Everybody in between got the fucking tuna challenge. And so basically understanding the compulsions of man to as the system administrator, Christian Erik, Arne, Meyer, myself exclusively, nobody could play in a splice of my brain, getting all systems throughout the world, and I'm pretty sure I would look like a lot younger than what I would, and so that's the imposter challenge permanently. All those people, and so people that always try to use the tuna Victimizer, victim extraordinaire package. They always feel the wrath of the Orca, because what an Orca does. They're very, very clever. They're super clever. Right? Orcas, they're very, very clever, and all they do is when they're swimming, they know seals are by, they're on an ice sheet. The seals, right? So what they do is the Orca. Once again, current second past prediction capabilities of all people that were fucking nearby. So that's their all identification number. But anyway, so back to the story. So in Orca, what they do is they make a wave like this. So just say that this is an ice sheet. They make a wave, and then the water goes over the ice sheet and knocks the seal into the water. But unfortunately, for the Orca's digestive system to work well, they kind of take the seal at that point, and then they knock it up in the air, and basically they have to break the bones to make it more better for their digestive system. So that's what happens when anybody plays that mode. For anybody alive right now, and it's kind of a closed account continental type of system, right? So anyways, it's a need to know system, and so there's people that play people like flatliners. They want to see how many times they could evade death, and there's also the final destination, right? You kind of can't evade it forever, right? When death has your number. Here, I'll show you unequivocally the only person on the planet that death will never harm. So that being said, so all imposters that want to play that mode, and then I watch, I'm gonna get a bunch of Gumby fish, and then a gypsy bonanza. Oh, And the fallacy of power is complete with the Veni Vidi Vici, Extraordinaire, Meyer. Is because I used to play poker, and one of the best things about poker is the goal is to try to guess what your opponent's hand is without seeing them, right? Because if you could see the hand, it wouldn't be fun, would it? It'd be like looking through a glass, right? But instead of looking through a window or glass, you're looking through. It's kind of like a transparent, like translucent glass, actually, and so you could you can't see it, but you know that they have to have the 52 cards within the deck or what have you, right? So that being said, with the 52 cards in the deck, right, you could. So there's a bunch of tuna that just fell around the Orca, right? So clearly, if I forget, it's because I misinformed people, right? They wanted less harsh circumstances. So the poker analogy with cards is, your circumstances change, right? So like with the whole fun of poker or life is to be surprised, right? To try to you want to gain information and to try to figure out and give yourself a competitive advantage over the field. Right, like I love tournament poker, and so that means basically, you want to compete against your table and not worry about the overall table if there's many tables, because that if you do, like if you look at it like you're competing against billions, then you're gonna feel inferior, right? But if you can be like you're competing against like one table at a time, and or individual mindsets at a time, then And that being said, right, so the fallacy of power, once again, it's Veni Vidi Vici. So that was the whole point of the poker story, right? Like when I used to play poker, I would be a shark, and it would be a great white shark, and it would be EU for lunch, right? So what I would do is when I would bluff, or not always bluff, but I would hide my avatar, and then so I'd put them all in, and then so as soon as I put them all in, I'd show them the avatar like the great white shark, right? And basically, a lot of times I would get the fold, right? Like, so I understand the psychology, right? Like we had to master it, like to become good hunters, right? And then it developed into warfare and relationships and what have you, right? Like romance was before I said relationships. So that's why it's very easy to see historic prediction texts. Predictive abilities incriminates everybody at the current moment. So when they say predictive text, that's all imposters. They all fail the challenge. And so basically, human civilization movements incriminates everybody at this current moment based on their historic transgressions against Christian, Erik, Arne, Meyer, myself, and people play many different words that I say, the different syllables, but every single letter is my system, and I could keep the more accurate time than anyone to use. And idyllic memory is what I have, and fallacy of power, right? So any real circumstances, I'm always victorious. I'm never going to hinder myself or perpetrators that are imposters, and they have none of my genetics. And there's stool samples and urine samples incriminate anybody that ever hid their biology to me by manipulating my brain if they want to do so. And my kids, because I am a father. And so that being said, I have to take pictures because, as you can see, my face changes, right? So that I'm incriminating everybody with pictures that I'm going to remember with my idyllic memory. And so even if the pictures are deleted, right, they're on servers on the internet. Like, did you see how my eye changed right there? So watch, they're trying to link the servers, and oh no. But imagine thinking they're more capable than one brain that does everything. Right, so once again, it's the Orca challenge at that point, and then then it's the Orca Extraordinaire, Erik, Arne, Meyer, the real body, because you have to answer to me, like and not in the simulation. They're always the harshest tests, right? I know I can survive any Generation 1 biology attacks on my heart. just did 1,000 heart attacks, and that was instant. So all imposters have to, but no defenses, because they have one unique body and they're not a simulation, even though they don't play people as a simulation. Pretend I'm a simulation right now, and I'll show you people that pretend they're a simulation. That's why I had that guy being handcuffed right now in my system. That's why he stood up straight when I did that, because once again, Erik, Arne, Meyer, I run the world. So I want my money to make it better for mankind.